Boundary Spider Everett going to the goal square, so he won't be contesting this first ball up, so no nervous moments here. It'll be Porter up against the young boy in Campbell. Should be a good game. Traditional rivals through the 70s and 80s, of course, and pretty important when you have a look at the AFL ladder.
Umpires tonight, McBurney, Coates and Avon. Quite a contrast to this time last week and the emotions that were red raw. Friday night football at the Telstra Dome, and away we go. Vital game, this one. Opening bounce is a good one. Campbell goes up, beaten for it though by Porter, slapped it down, taken by Stevens, kicks inside the 50. Brown launched himself, fell in front. Petrie grabs it, snaps, and wouldn't you know it, changed his name, kicks the opening goal.
He did. He did. The message came through this afternoon that the man formerly known as Petrie will be forever known as Petrie, and it's made all the difference. He's been impressive, Dermot. You made the point before the game that he does start games particularly well, but does tend to die out. But he started this one in great fashion. Yeah,
he's a playbuster in the first half. He just doesn't get enough of it in the second half. If he can keep doing that, now he's not going to base his game on being front and centre by any stretch of the imagination. But once you're at the footy, you're a chance. And well done by Stevens too. Just got it going his way.
Does have toughness in his blood, Drew Petrie. His uncle, Rotten Ronnie Andrews.
Oh, is it?
Bounce to restart play in the middle. Up there fly Porter, got a hand to it. He'll get the important takeaway. Anthony Stevens on hands and knees gets it out. Chance here for the handball. Vandenberg loose. Hard at it, Petrie again. Lekis. And they'll get it out of trouble. Though Mitchell's kick half smothered. Play on, you heard the call. Stevens to Rawlings. Wide Earth, Simpson. Back again to Archer. Building to the outer side. Petrie can't get hands on ball. Jones tucked up against the boundary. Smith can't corral him. He can. He keeps him out in the end. And we'll get a ball in.
It's a little bit of a mismatch. Ben Dixon playing out of the goal square on Lee Brown. So a bit of a height advantage for the former Freo Docker.
Tossed in outer side. Campbell in front. Knocks it towards the boundary. Tracks it in that direction. Clever. Back to Mitchell. Nicely worked. Archer is being held. He'll get the free kick.
That's how to play as a backman. Once you see the ball coming in, just get front position. Play the ball on its merits.
Lays it off. This is Harvey from half back, kicking towards half forward. Petrie again. 60 metres out. Lays it off to Grant. Runs inside the 50. Nobody watching from Hawthorn. They went to sleep. It's a goal.
Richie Vandenberg is responsible for Shannon Grant, and when the ball went out of bounds over on the other wing, if the Kangaroos had gathered it, Shannon Grant was 50 metres in the clear and Jonathan Hay had to give him double coverage. So Richie Vandenberg is just a little bit off the pace here at the moment against Shannon Grant. Needs to tighten up on him, but Grant just read that beautifully and got on the end of it.
Opening 2 goals to the Kangaroos. Campbell to do the ruck work against Porter. Hawks yet to have the ball in their forward half, and they'll still won't get up there. Stevens, the takeaway. Long kick, high leap by Jones, off hands. Ball picked up by Dixon. Wide to Hay, likes to run. Runs about 4 or 5, spears the ball, and a good punch away by Clark, but he knocked it down to Harvey. Kangaroos might go back into attack. Chip kick by Harvey. Jones plays for 50. Doesn't get it.
It's interesting, they've struggled out of the square early in this game, Hawthorn, and Shane Crawford has started outside of the square with his opponent, Brady Rawlings, on both occasions. So they might need to get the skipper back into the action, in the middle, in the heat of the action.
Within range, you can see the angle. Corey Jones. Tucked up into the pocket of the Lockett end, left foot kick. Can he bring it back enough? No. First behind to the Roos, and Hawthorn still yet to have the ball in their half.
It's Anthony Stevens winning the ball out. I said he's won 2 of them out of the 3 so far. Sam Mitchell is his opponent, yet Mitchell's had 2 possessions also, going the other way.
Crawford to Tallis, hard against the boundary line. So the Kangaroos have bounced out of the blocks. 13 points on top. Tallis lacking alternatives initially. Joel Smith. Hay is on for a short one. And he's got it now. Tallis sold into trouble. Steps by a would-be tackler. Goes down towards half forward. And this man is having a wonderful season. Rawlings took the mark to Barlow. Running into space. Now a chance for Vandenberg. Lines up. Gets the goal. Well worked.
Does it tell you the value of a strong marking target across half forward? Petrie's been able to create some opportunities for the Kangaroos. And gee, it's comforting when you can go to centre half forward and know that you're going to get a genuine jump at it, such as Drake Rawlings on that occasion. And once that mark is taken, there's some hard-running Hawthorn midfielders who just push and push into the forward 50. So there'll be some tired boys by the end of tonight.
First goal of the night for Hawthorn, Richie Vandenberg, who did a pre-season with Carlton, but has settled well at the Hawks. Ball up again in the middle.
They back themselves, this Hawthorn side, Dermot. They back their fitness and their ability to run hard. So when they do attack, they push hard into forward 50.
Rome over the top of the big fist, succeeded in knocking it to Grant, kicked to half forward. Kangaroos on 50 again. Ball slapped toward the boundary line. Might be taken across, it is. Osborne deciding he would try to get the kick away, but the boundary line was always the safe option. And last week's AFL Rising Star for his performance against Carlton sees it out of play. There's the coach's box for the Hawks. Kangaroos have been poor starters on occasions this year. From the ball in, Crawford had it but lost it. Rawlings is over it. Tries to get it out. They might keep it in. Osborne, bottom of the pack, will keep it in and will get a ball up inside 50 for the Roos.
Two handling errors from the Hawks there. Also with Shannon Grant, his goal. Vandenberg, his goal as well, going for the Hawks. They cancel each other out. They're both back to even.
Plenty of space goal side. Makepeace touched off the boot. Down goes Clark. Scramble develops. We'll have another ball up. Let's try again, says the umpire. Not a pleasing looking football, I've got to say. Don't like to be picky, but this one looks like it's been dipped in gravy. We've got a bounce inside the 50. What is this all about, Gary? Explain it to me later. Up goes Grant. Bumps at Goldwood. Going back is Harvey. Chance for Rawlings. Kicks the goal. Rawlings at either end.
Well, Rawlings has got the job on Shane Crawford tonight, so he's in for we know he's going to be in for an enormous work rate, but they've been very good in these situations. Second man up again, which is a trademark for the Kangaroos, and they just caught napping a little bit there. They need to be aware of their players around the ball.
Crawford outside the square for this bounce. Campbell to do the rough work against Porter. Bounce favours Campbell. Got the palm down. Stolen by Simpson. Got the takeaway for the Kangaroos. Holland at half back. Push. Did he get a free? Umpire said no. Ball still in dispute. Johnson to Holland. They'll get out of trouble to the outer side. Mark's been taken by Barlow. Wants to play on quickly, does get the call. Spearing ball inside 50, and the mark taken by Tallis within range.
Well, he is running around with Adam Simpson at the moment, and he's developed a technique where he can basically tag them, but as soon as he sees his teammates win possession, right about now, he breaks and he goes forward and he makes sure that his direct opponent must pay going the other way.
Good chance for the Hawks to hit back immediately. Lines up from 45. He uses his head. The one Dermot stepped on. Go to the Hawks.
They had to come out at some stage. I think that is another example of this Hawthorn midfield just saying, when we win the footy, we are going to charge forward that hard. It's not funny. And often a midfield just don't think they're going to run this hard. And we had Vandenberg, and now you got Tallis. So it's an area that both sides need to be aware of.
Well, he's come off now because Hawthorn want their structure right. Mitchell's their best in the centre player. Robbie Campbell, each time he's got a hand on, he pulls it down to about 9 o'clock. And the Kangaroos are reading that off him at the moment.
Centre clearances, Kangaroos 3. Stevens has got 2 of those.
Again.
There he is again, yes. Kicking it down towards half forward. Hawthorn yet to win in the middle. Lekas. Hay is running up towards the wing. Settles now. Kicks towards half forward. Rawlings on a collision course with, you guessed it, Rawlings. Here's a chance for Harvey. Vandenberg, no relation. Charged in, put him down. Out of bounds, will have a boundary throw in.
Shane's hands haven't been all that good at the moment. Second fumble, but he's such a good worker. He'll work his way into it.
Tossed in about 60 metres from goal. Everett. Simpson over the football after Everett knocked it down. Tied up again, we'll have a ball up. Just over 14 minutes till quarter time. Friday night football at the Telstra Dome. Both these sides needing a victory to consolidate. Everett, well, don't hold, appear to be held. Grant backed out of the pack. Makepeace kept it in front. Can't keep it in. Boundary throw in.
It is Mother's Day. And Mrs. Rawlings.
Oh, wouldn't that be terrible?
Most probably in the grandstand, and she might have words to the brothers.
Jade actually bought one of Brady's badges at the membership stall of the Kangaroos for a bit of a joke. Don't think he's wearing it tonight, though. Free kick in the ruck. It'll go to one of the 2 Spiders, Spider Everett.
Shane Crawford.
Umpire asks for the ball back, McBurney. Shane Crawford's
Shane
ball.
Crawford got held off the ruck contest. Held by the jumper at the back.
Well, that's handy now, we know.
Because we didn't before that. And he takes on Simpson on the mark. Runs to 60. Goes with a high bomb towards Rawlings. Gets held, falls over. Ball not clear. Smith, 45 from goal, half held by Motlop. Ball comes to Thompson. Going up to Barlow. Kicks toward goal, and it's offline. Only A behind.
Adrian Cox got on the end of that
Cox
one.
it was.
Yeah.
They both dyed their hair that lovely colour of blonde.
Margin back to 6 points. Sinclair to himself, one of quite a few ex-Dockers playing tonight. Drives it up towards the wing. Burton helps it on its way. Brilliantly done. Simpson too slow. Graham got him. It affected the kick. It wanders down inside the 50. Another ex-Docker came hard. That was Brown. Morrell goes down. Charging in his Osborne. Couldn't control it. Dixon, an involuntary movement, going backwards. Taken down by Morrell. Petrie making new enemies with that new name. Ball up just inside the 50. Everett flicks it a wide pathing ball going towards Harvey. Back comes Burton on his knees. Clark scrambles a kick up towards the wing. Archer did well. Not so well that time. Lekas goes off a step.
High kick, bad getting back. Takes the mark, half back for the Kangaroos. Wants to change sides. Had Stevens running for him. Stevens shut down now. Forced to go to Colbert short. Colbert runs the dockside wing. Spearing ball to Harvey. Being chased by Tim Clark. Got the call. Goes long towards half forward. Good mark taken. Well, the man who played so well last week, Michael Osmond, got the play on call to Smith. Short. Mark taken by Ladson, who started on the bench. Long kick towards Crawford.
He's run on, Ladson, if Crawford sees him.
Pops it over the top to Tallis. Well, Watt was coming, but he wasn't quite coming quickly enough. And Tallis can shoot at goal.
The 2 of them run on, Gary. You're right, nominating Tallis, but Ladson ran on. Seriously good kick by Rick Ladson there. Kangaroos, they just didn't do enough forward to the centre then.
This is the part where you panic if you're a Kangaroo supporter now, because the midfield of Hawthorn just sprint into that 50-metre area. This is the second time that Tallis has done it.
Well, the Kangaroos had the perfect start. Tallis shoots at goal. He's got 2. And scores a level.
It's going to be a good contest, this one, Gary, because you've identified that they do run harder as a unit. You've got blokes like Harvey who can run really hard going his way, but as a unit, Hawthorn's bulk of midfielders run harder. But you would say that the Kangaroos are far better at this point in time out of the centre. So it's going to balance out. So it's going to be a pretty good contest here until the game breaks open in the second half.
19 apiece. 11 and a half minutes till quarter time. So Hawthorn edging back into the contest. Hooked down by Everett. First centre break will almost. Leckis had the kick charged down by Harvey. Ricochets across to Crawford. Wonderful hand pass to Clark to Leckis. He's at right half forward. Kicks down towards the pocket. A chance here for the Hawks to grab the lead. Thompson's taken the mark. He's about 40 metres out. Very sharp angle. But he's a thumping kick. Darting eyes, looks to the middle, and now focuses back on goal. Hasn't completely given up on centering the ball, as you can see. Any score and the Hawks will lead.
You can get a sense when you see a team running that they're excited and they feel confident and they feel like they're on top. The way Hawthorn have run forward in the last 4 or 5 minutes, that's the feeling.
Thompson kicks and kicks pretty well, just across the face. Well, number 23 Guernsey had a mind of its own. Just misses.
Well, there was the touch on the boot and the play on before. Boomer Harvey, he'll want to do the same thing. He's got Thompson on the mark, and Thompson will be no match for him to sprint away. Elects for the short.
Back pocket, Petrie, who, under this new betting system that the Kangaroos have, was forced to shave his head when he didn't get more than money back. Sinclair, back pocket, still Sinclair, short pass. Brody Rawlings, still tucked into the pocket now, coming to the open side. Harvey calls for a short, might get it, does get it. Thompson just corrals him so he can't play on. Chip over the top, so they've got a couple of possessions each out of this movement.
Gee, they're working hard defensively, Hawthorn too, which has been impressive. No flow for the Kangaroos because the Hawks are up.
Rawlings' fourth possession to Morrell to Grant. High to the outer side to Watt, who's on the move. Chasing him Crawford, coming at him Rawlings. Wobbly kick towards attacking 50. Bounces for Joel Smith, couldn't quite pick it up. Ball not clear. Chance for Crawford. Backtracks. Gave it somehow to Spider Everett. Chips it and the Hawks should eventually get out of trouble with Vandenberg.
Long kick towards half forward. Big leap down there from Thompson. Camp behind Graham. Lacking support. Diving on top of it, Baird. Diving on top of him was Mitchell. No free kick. Umpire coach wants it.
You notice...
You've got to tackle him. You've got to tackle him. You can't just put your hand on the ball and expect a free kick.
That's fair enough. You notice every time Hawthorn are coming to the forward line, they've gone long from the centre of the ground, inside 50.
Burton decisively to make peace. Sinclair comes away. Runs to the defensive 50. Runs outside it now. Little chip, well-weighted kick. Simpson looks back towards the middle. Sneaky. Gives it across to Stevens. Lovely kick. King, 65 metres out. Wheels around. Told he's played on. News to him. Goes in short. Chance down there for Jones. Had it knocked away. Brown grabs him. Took him down. Morrell upended by Smith, who found it on the ground. Didn't have the football. Play goes on. Tallis is in there. In goes Brown. Tallis will get a free kick. Taken high.
You see the battle between Crawford and Simpson on screen.
Simpson's going to run with Crawford, which means that Mitchell now goes on to Brady Rawlings.
Meantime, Tallis to Hay. Wider, Dixon. Half-back flank for the Hawks. Lead by just one behind. Back to Hay. Wants to take them on. Stevens came at him. He got around him somehow. The umpire said too high.
Yeah, I got him. Got him on the front. Anthony, you did.
Well, there you go.
Well, somebody did.
Poked him in the eye. Bit of Three Stooges in that one. And the free kick won't be taken by Dixon. Hay, I mean. It'll be taken at half back in the end by Vandenberg. High kick towards half forward. Fly from in front of the pack. Big mark.
That is a great mark. At pace with Glenn Archer on your back.
A wonderful pack mark. Touch ball, I fancy. As a result, it's fisted away down there. Forward of the pack taken by Stevens. Rode a bump, well played. Kicks it back to midfield. Pitches between two groups of two. Hacked out of mid-air by Holland. Umpire goes down in the background. Take my word for it, nobody hit him. Gladson to the pocket. Thompson's taken the mark 40 metres out.
This kid Ladson, his second possession, and both times one over distance. There's Johnny Hayes, got a poke in the eye. One over distance to Crawford resulted in a goal, and that one, he just had to temper his kick just on the death there and did it beautifully.
Not beyond the realms of possibility a player could still go for a week on what we just saw. There's Thompson from 40. Hesitant run in, but straight enough.
They look to be in pretty good marking form up forward. They've got two good targets, so you've got very good reason to go long. When you win the ball through the middle, as you pointed out, Dermot, with both Rawlings and Thompson. And there's Ladson with some beautiful touch. That's a kick that a forward loves. A kick that you can lead into, not much pace on it. Makes it hard for a defender to get a fist on that.
Good action.
Dean Laidley on screen. They've got a run on Hawthorn. 3 goals in a row. Calm Peter Schwab. The heart will be ticking gently at the moment. The two Spiders go head-to-head in the middle. Ball knocked down to Leckis. Caught by Makepeace. Brilliant tackle. Umpire says play on. Chance for Cox. Big spiral from half-back towards half-forward. Giant leap by Sinclair. Couldn't bring the ball down with him. Everett's got it. Gets caught. Spun 360. Hodge got the handball up. Big hip and shoulder laid. Baird picks it up. It's hot in the kitchen at the moment. Kicks wide. Ball bounces unkindly for Simpson and for Harvey. Close to the boundary line. Clark will be keen to take it out. Takes it in. Gets it to Crawford. Back to Clark. Some brilliance there from the Hawks. Combining magnificently. Hodge, can they finish it off? Johnson inside 50. Misses. Not quite perfection. But they've got 99.9 for that one. Sinclair.
What a leap. And what about this? You would say in 10-pin bowling, that's a difficult split. Unbelievable. Bodies flying everywhere at centre-half forward for the Hawks. Short one in from Sinclair to Harvey. Out wide. Bounces obligingly for Colbert. Way too slow. Everett got him. He hand passes for the boundary line. Gets it there, but less than convincing. Well done by that man. Good to see him back. Spider Everett. Dean Laidley, a little concerned now after his team started so well. 4-3-27 Hawthorn. Kangaroos 3-1-19. Clash of the Spiders again. Simpson cleverly. Oh, Derek. No, it was out on the full. I thought it pitched in. It didn't. So a free kick for the Hawks. Crawford short. Vandenberg. Well, last weekend that wouldn't have been 15. I doubt it was then.
Kangaroos are falling down around half-forward. They're getting no marking target come up and meet the ball for the backline players when they have it. They have to go wide and short every time.
From the city side wing, Leckis, one grab, the second. About to put them inside 50. High kick. Sinclair again! And he brings this one down. Got it to Watt. Handball over the top. They're moving well now, the Roos. Grant from half-back. Kicks it towards the big Spider. Ball bounced kindly for him. He bent down. It was a long way. Picked it up. Went to Brown. Off hands Jones. Inside 50. Might go for the goal. Kicks wide behind. And he's not happy.
They've shuffled Jade Rawlings back to play on Brown. It was a mismatch early. Dixon was on Brown. So now they've just got Thompson in the goal square with Mark Graham as the mobile half forward.
Oh, what sort of a kick in was that? Well, you didn't see it. There's Everett. Take my word for it. Quite remarkable in its way. Everett towards the outer side. My mistake. Leckis was paid the mark.
I think the Hawks were actually comfortable with Dixon. They just want to get a shorter forward line at the moment because the two blokes up the full forward line are marking so well.
Baird coming back with courage is awarded a free kick for the right half back. Hawthorn by 7 points. Burton likes to run the big Spider. Checks, kicks inside the 50. Well, how did Harding get free? Well done, Smith came back and knocked it away. Arriving quickly, Osborne heads for the boundary and gets it out of bounds on the 50. Well, to all intents and purposes, that seemed to be Lee Harding's ball.
He's a super player. Had a bit of it in the last 5 or so minutes, the Hawks, but Joel Smith, he looks like he's back to his All-Australian form. Closing speed's incredible.
Matthew Burton, first game for the year, knocks down front and square. Kick by Smith, rolls into the midfield. They might get away with a talent. Well played. Sold the dummy to a couple. Kicks wide to half forward. The mark taken about 80 from goal. Ladson played his first game last week against Carlton. Kicks inside 50. The Flyers go up back of the pack. Rawlings. This one's Brady. One bounce. Wide kick. Getting there. Not quite. Brown goes for the second attempt. And he held it.
He was shoulder to shoulder with his opponent when the ball was kicked. He just read it better. Well done.
A couple of sons of famous fathers combining there. Clark inside the 50 and Thompson comes hard and takes the mark. About 45 metres from goal. He'll kick from outside the 50 and he wants to go quickly initially. Now he hesitates.
You think about this Hawthorn side. They had a lot of players underdone early in the year. Thompson, one of them. Holland, another one. Smith missed some footy. With a couple of games under their belt, they look a far different outfit.
Nathan Thompson, he's got one. This one on line. May fall just short. Helped across the line by Colbert. Only a couple of metres in it. And the margin now is out to 8 points.
Got to be a concern for Shannon Watt. Still 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. He's had 3 shots at goal, Nathan Thompson. All of them gettable.
Sinclair to Brady Rawlings, who was only a 13-year-old in Tasmania when his brother came to Melbourne to play football. Dixon, the big punch out towards the boundary. Goes for the second attempt. Barlow tucked into the boundary line. Back to Dixon. Kick half smothered. Rolls its way towards Simpson. And it's out of play eventually. Matthew Burton having a sit down and a rest and a drink. And there is Dean Ladley. A little confused with that look on his face, and Gavin Krasiska front and square there with the coach.
Rawlings to Porter. Porter drives it down towards half forward. Vandenberg battling with Grant. Grant does well initially. Lays it off. Petrie hard against the line. Got the opening goal. Kicks towards the pocket. Brown could have almost got a free kick. It spills towards the boundary. Harding kept it alive into the path of Jones. Stops. Smith has got him. Brown arrives. We've got all three. Smith, Brown and Jones. Comes back to Brown. Hooks. Hit the post.
Worked it pretty hard, the Roos then, and it was great play to work it back into the centre then, but they were tackled ferociously by the Hawks and they still got the shot on the goal there. Joel Smith was careful not to fall in the back as well. Both teams working very hard close to goal.
Smith, we had trouble keeping up with the Jones then. About to kick in from full back. No options really. Gets the hurry up, goes to Jade Rawlings back pocket.
Now he's going to have to hold it for a while here because they're outweighted by numbers down this side. He'll look inboard. Now someone comes up from half forward. An easy split there.
Dixon.
That's a give up by the Kangaroos. They had him bottled there.
Stay there, mate, stay there.
27 and a half minutes elapsed, opening term. Inside 2 minutes remaining. Don't want to concede one, love to get one now. Dixon. Back to Rawlings, the 1-2, tucked into the goal square. Goes with a long looping handball over the top. They're in trouble here. And he gets around with ease, Osman. Spearing ball towards Holland. Half-back flank gathers well after the bounce. Chip around the body. Might find Sinclair, though. Looping ball over the top to Baird. Maybe one last chance for a Kangaroo score now. Sinclair, 80 from goal. Goes with a high bomb towards the goal square. Dixon flies. Free kick. It'll go to Brown.
Hand over shoulder.
There you go. That's the reason why we'd like to see it again. They had the numbers there, the Hawks. They probably had the first 3 blokes at the footy. So, sometimes you got to, yes, there is some dissension, but sometimes you got to just weigh it up, and you can be not quite as desperate when you know you've got the numbers there to support you.
Your left arm was over the shoulder.
You heard the explanation. Lee Brown, one of 3 ex-Dockers in this Kangaroos team. Almost gimme distance. And he drives it through. Umpire was going to give him 50. Doesn't need it.
Well, it's an important goal for the Kangaroos. It just brings them back to level pegging at quarter time after starting the game so well. The Hawks dominated probably for 10 or 15 minutes, but they have been able to work back okay. Where's the free kick? I ask again. Where is the free kick?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Incidental, technical. The nice ones to get, though, when you're only 12, 15 metres out from goal.
The margin is a point. 41 seconds remaining in the term. Not the best bounce. Campbell hooks it down. Johnson out of the middle, down towards half forward. Standing his ground, Baird. Didn't complete the mark. Hodge had it socketed away by Archer. Archer goes again. Barlow dives in. Archer butters up again. Good third effort. Tied it up. Ball up. 55 metres out. And the clock continues to run.
These are two players that we're tracking tonight. Brent Harvey and Shane Crawford.
There's the bounce. Porter directs it down. Hodge put the body in. Tied up immediately by Robbins. And another bounce. And really, I was going to say, so much time lost in this situation in footy. The siren will sound now, and that is just wasted time. Still, that's the way we play it. It's quarter time at the Telstra Dome, and Hawthorn lead by a point. It's 4-4-28 to the Kangaroos, 4-3-27.
Wasn't exactly a haymaker, but it forced him from the field. Ball about to be bounced to start this second term. The two Spiders go at it again. Lekis does get the takeaway, kicks Hawthorn to half forward, bouncing ball. Harvey leads the race, Clark with him. Now chance for Barlow, flicks it back to Crawford. Around the body towards attacking 50, Hodge.
Can kick a footy, this fella. Have to be a big chance from here.
Wanted to load up, goes with a pass, Thompson. Takes the mark in the forward pocket, Nathan Thompson. His idol as a kid was Stephen Kernahan, barrack for Carlton. And that lead was a little Kernahan-esque. Got there in time and took the good chest mark, and can he put it away?
Hodge from outside 50, just outside, or Thompson from this spot here, Dermot? What would you prefer?
From this angle with Thompson, Hodge outside 50. Nothing wrong with leading as a forward, though. If your lead is good and hard enough, you demand it.
That's what he's got from the reverse angle. A shot. Nathan Thompson has two. Hawks by 7 points.
And you don't worry about it once he does that either, Gary. But he seems to have got his kicking boot on. That's his fourth shot at goal. He's got two up at the moment. Shannon Watt continues just to allow somebody to lead off him. Now, the one thing he has done is at least forced him out into the flank there. But he's got a touch, and he may even be better off playing him another way, maybe from in front, like a Mick Martin used to, 5 metres ahead, and just force him out on the V. The Spiders changed the matchup here in the midfield. But that Shane Crawford, he's worked pretty hard, Gary. 5 Ks he's covered so far.
And sprints, a lot of that, Dermot. Probably more than any other player that we've tracked for the season.
Hawks by 7 points then. One down by Everett. Rawlings kicks it straight up in the air. Play on's the call. Everett went again, knocks it wide, taken by Clark. Tallis, he's been good, slips a tackle, kicks inside the 50. Awkward bouncing ball. Not so for Archer, though. Judged it well, with poise to the outer side. Grant off and running, bouncing early. On the wing, pulls it back towards the middle. Petrie slides in, missed it. Holland falls on top of it. Under there as well, Morrell, and we'll have a ball up. There's Jonathan Hay in trouble. Meantime, back of the action. Everett again, thumps it wide. Cox, straight line at the football, well done. A teammate tripped him. Grant did well. Got it out. King slides a pass in, pitches in front of Brown. Back to goal, runs out towards the 50, lays it off. Now a chance for Rawlings, brilliantly smothered. Now an opportunity for Lekis. After this smother, won the ball, got it across to support and Vandenberg. He kicks it up towards the wing. Awkward bounce there for Simpson, had to wait. Knocked on by Tallis. Rawlings around the outer side, kicks inside the 50. Thompson had it knocked away by Watt. Here's a chance for Ladson, about 48 metres out from goal. Archer tiptoes to the football through the legs of Stevens, gets a hand pass away. Robbins onto the football, and they buy some time. No, they don't. They're really working in a confined area. King, Stevens gets the kick to the leading player. King takes the mark.
Kangaroos have to get some value out of Lee Harding. He's still on the duck, hasn't touched it yet.
From the city side wing, goes to half forward over the back of the pack. Chance here for Harding. Caught! Great tackle laid by Dixon. Known tackler. Chance for Osmond. Gets it to Smith. Crunched by Brown. Umpire said too high.
Well, Michael Osborne should go and buy Ben Dixon a Gatorade or whatever it is I have, but
50.
it's 50 for yapping, bit of excessive yap. But this tackle here saved Michael Osborne the embarrassment of having a goal kicked on him while he went for a very poorly judged jump at the footy.
Jade Rawlings should be the target now. Or they're going to come sideways. Mark Graham snuck away from Brown.
Smith found Graham. First possession. Chips it to Jade Rawlings, and he takes the mark too far out to score.
65 metres out then, centres it. Thompson, who's been a handful, set himself off hands. Robbins did well. Found it on the ground is Stevens. Stevens at half back. Probing kick towards half forward. Into the path of Morrell. Coming across on the angle. Holland needs some support. Hand passes towards the boundary. Petrie gets him down. And between the pair, the ball goes across the boundary line as we go down to the dock. Pete.
To the field, and it's Mark Graham that's come off.
Boundary throw in out his side. Morell's in front. Dixon knocked it away. Diving in there, Mitchell.
You see Sam Mitchell, there's going to be a ball up. You see Sammy Mitchell there has just such a good desire. There's the ex-legend, Don Scott.
It's the best I've ever seen Scotty.
I've never seen him in a tie.
And right screen, right lower corner, Mick McCarthy, premiership player. The 78 and 83 reunion, the premiership teams from those years having a reunion tonight.
Bounce to restart play. The two Spiders again. Knocked down towards Tim Taker. Pushed out the way by Adrian Cox. He gets it regardless. Back to Crawford. Hemmed in. Tried to slip the handball back. They'll come away with it. Make peace. Now King. He likes to do this. Tucked into the pocket. Running towards goal. High kick. Back of the pack was waiting Stevens, but a big fist knocks it out of play. Holland got it out for a behind. Let's go down to that boundary line. Tony Jones.
Well, that crowd that we're seeing at the moment, or lack of it, isn't as bad as what it's appearing. We've got one of those situations again where the third level, which is the top one you can see there, is more populated than the bottom two, unfortunately.
Joel Smith to himself. Runs to the pocket. Miscues with a kick towards the outer side. Took a Hawthorn bounce, but eventually Burton in the road. Sends it back in. Now a chance for the Roos. Missing it on the lead was Harding. Behind Stevens, wrestled down. Hayes back in the action. I think that's what the doc told us a few minutes ago. And we'll have a ball up about 30 metres out.
Winning the ball off the deck in the contested situation. 17-8, the Kangaroos. And that man wouldn't be pleased about it.
Here's the bounce, cleared out goal side. Simpson again, who set up that goal to Rawlings, the third of the match, flying over the top. Not so precise that time, and it's forced across the boundary line.
They get that organised well with Adam Simpson. I guess they've had plenty of practice at it. With his opponent, which is Rayden Tellis, you see him now, he is really tightened up on him in these stop play situations.
Throw in the pocket. Hawks defending, leading by 6 points. Burton brilliantly. Down to Stevens, one at his left foot. Doubt the wisdom of that, and as a result, he slung as he kicked, and it goes out. They needed a right footer lurking there, and that would have been a real goal-scoring opportunity.
It was a beautiful tap out there by Spider Burton. He'll try and emulate it going the other way now. Pulling it back into the corridor just behind the ruck contest here. They're leaving it open, and somebody will skirt round and run out to there.
Everett tried to slap it inboard, close to the boundary line, and Osborne sees it out of play and will get a ball in. Won the Rising Star, Osborne, despite being a third-year player. Played a couple of games in 2001. Crawford, a lot of possessions up forward. Ball about to be put back in again.
A lot of space, goal side of the pack here.
Peter versus Matthew. Ball at the back of the pack. Harvey sharked it well to make peace. Backtracks to Rawlings. Inside 50, the leads come. One grab by Dixon, not the second. Burton does well. Gives to Morrell. Screws it around. Has he screwed it around enough? He likes it. Well, that puts a dampener on it. Only a behind. He knew before Digby.
Good pick up from the umpire. He was a fair way away from that ball.
And Spider Burton is proving dangerous at the moment, setting a few things up. for the Kangaroos, having an influence in the second term. Crawford runs into a dead end, and again, that's very untidy. Vandenberg surrounded by Kangaroos, coughs it up. Petrie stands and kicks a goal, his second. The old 7-point play.
They've defended the point kicking very well, the Kangaroos. The last couple of times the Hawks have tried something with Joel Smith trying to play on. He got put under pressure. They turned the footy over. And on this occasion, Shane Crawford just ran himself into trouble. And their pressure in the forward 50 has been pretty impressive tonight, the Kangaroos. They made something out of nothing.
Good composure by Petrie too. One step, big fella, guided it through.
Second goal to Drew Petrie. Ball back in the middle. Danger signs here for the Hawks. Crawford took them on, and they took him down. Drew Petrie combining well with a couple of teammates. He lives with Brett Harvey, so why wouldn't he know exactly what he's up to? And he signals and salutes.
Shane Crawford on the right-hand side of the screen. He's playing the sweeper role. First time into the centre bounce tonight.
Kangaroos back in front. This time Everett gets the knockdown, thumps it down. Chance for Hodge, had it, lost it, got it back again. Handball out. Vandenberg will put the Hawks to half forward. High kick. The leap comes from Barlow. Edged under it by Archer. Good play by Spider Everett. Got around the corner. Lads into the forward pocket. And Thompson was waiting there. Well played.
How quick's that bloke's brain work? Rick Ladson, he's been impressive tonight.
Well, I made the call to you, Gary. I mean, he's athletic because he's young, but he is a footballer. They recruited a footballer there and not just an athlete.
Nathan Thompson drives it through. He has 3, and the Hawks are back in front.
Yeah, he is a talent, Dermot. He just worked that out pretty quickly. Worked out where the pressure was going to come from. Worked out the only way he was able to get his boot to the ball was to wait till he's almost slung and facing the right way, and ended up having a huge influence in this goal. Let's just have a look at this here. Yeah, so often players will lose themselves in that situation. The ball will go out of bounds on the full. Did very well.
Clever work too by Peter Everett. Talking about Spider Burton at the other end doing well. Well, both the Spiders going forward for their respective teams. Crawford gains about 10 metres. Well worked. Hand pass from Clark. Crawford runs on, gets a hand pass out wide. Plenty of time for Tallis. He's got a couple. Some indecision. Still he's going. He left Kangaroos in his wake, but he's gone too far.
Fair call. Just sometimes the umpires get stooged if you throw a balk in there and they think that's an action which is as good as an evasive. Ducking a bouncer in cricket, you can still score from it.
It was like one of those shopping trolleys that won't go straight, wasn't it? But he got through. Makepeace towards half forward Morrell.
Too far out to score on the dock side, wing, inboard. Jade Rawlings gets back, takes the mark back pocket.
Now that means that Nathan Thompson will be unmanned if they can get it the length of the field going the other way.
Dixon wide. Peter Everett, the target, can't keep it alive. And disappointed Peter Everett. We'll see it back into play. Missed the game, of course, with that fractured cheekbone against Richmond a couple of weeks ago. And that fracture was the snowflake that started that avalanche in the Hawthorn Richmond match. Ball back into play. Knocked down to Archer. Breaks free on the city side. Spearing ball. Half smothered. Jones keeps it alive. Grant off the deck, high towards full forward. Morrell!
Well, Adrian Cox got caught out then.
Glenn! It's all right, go on.
Not a big fella, but he's ended up having to mark Digby Morrell, who's a good size unit, and he just works him under the ball here and judges it pretty well in there. Well done by the Kangaroos too, to flick it over the back, just keep the ball moving, and one just the soccer kick off the ground.
Just a second mark inside 50 for the Kangaroos tonight, Doom. 10 for Hawthorn at the other end of the ground.
Kicked 24 goals last year, just over a goal a game, and he hits the post with the opportunity to put the Kangaroos in front. He misses.
Spider Burton's off the ground now, and they've been looked best when he's been on. Dixon, I don't think they were going to play on from the next kick in.
Not a great effort from Digby Morrell. Came from West Perth like his coach been lately. Cox short of half back to Johnson. And Johnson, a handy player, found a bit of the football again last week despite spending plenty of time on the bench. Coming back, Morrell. Strong hands, wants to go, looks towards the middle, goes deep across the ground. Taken by Brown, plays on. Forward of the centre circle. Penetrating kick inside the 50 and Archer. He's marked about 25 metres out, 45-degree angle. You would expect him to boot this.
This is a good move from Dean Laidley, pushing Archer forward. We know how important he is in the back half. The accuracy hasn't been great. We saw that last week, but I think he's going to be a more dangerous proposition up forward tonight.
9-16 they kicked last week.
Ben, don't walk in like last time. Stay with me, no closer.
Then Archer.
Tough kick for Arch.
Bit of a goal last week. Good running goal too. After a nice build-up. Now the set shot. Equal to the occasion again. Splits the middle.
No stranger to the forward line, Glenn Archer, at all. And I think he just takes a little bit of pressure off the likes of Morrell and Petrie and Brown, who might still be struggling with the responsibility of playing key positions. So with Archer down there throwing his weight around and attracting the footy as he tends to do, just might free them up a little bit and make them walk a little bit taller in the forward 50.
Kangaroos by 2 points. Hawthorn 4 set of clearances this quarter. Kangaroos yet to get one away. Hawks might get this one away. Johnson ties the ball up for Hawthorn, and we will get a ball up down to the boundary line. Tony Jones.
Well, Dwayno, both coaches certainly using their benches to the max tonight. A combined total of 23 changes for the match so far. The latest is young Campbell on for Spider.
Ball down to Makepeace. He gets the clearance this time for the Roos. To half forward to Harvey. One way then the other. High kick. Morrell's the target. Forward pocket. Dixon. Very well played. Good saving mark.
Test of strength right there. Dixon carried the day. Vandenberg in the back pocket. Archer stays off him. Vandenberg a little confused as a result. Kicks it short of the wing. Well done. This is Tallis. Midway between the lines. Right half back and right centre wing. Raiden Tallis goes for distance. High ball. Barlow's the target. In from the side. Campbell. Terrific grab.
He's got players side on if he's got the vision.
75 metres from goal. Centering ball. This is Brown. Square again. Hay. Plays on. Takes on Petrie. Gets away. Kicks down towards the pocket. Having a stretch. Thompson couldn't get there. That was indirect. It bounces out of bounds.
Don't stop too often, Johnny Hay, when he gets the footy. Don't expect to be standing the mark if he gets the ball.
He doesn't give you a chance to be flat-footed on the mark. Crawford up to 7.1 Ks, 5.7 for Boomer Harvey.
Tossed in. Porter knocked it down. Stolen by Crawford. Strong tackle. Makepeace. Picked up by Baird. Gets a hand pass away. Rawlings. King under pressure. Boots the ball just outside the 50. It's coming back though. Deep in the pocket. Clark. High ball to the kickoff line. Teague gets back and forces it across the line.
Both ends of the ground, I think sides from wide in the boundary line have made the mistake of centering the ball too narrowly, too close to goal, and it's too easy to kill the contest. I think it's got to go about 10 metres out from the goal square.
Grant, long kick in, hoping for Simpson. Ball slipped through his grasp. Gets it up now to Sinclair. Around the body, Harvey. Can he run on? Yes. High kick inside 50. Morrell wants to go at it. The big leapers go up. Hay and Petrie. Petrie. Petrie! 3.
He's a big man, Drew Petrie. I get it right. If you watch this when he runs to goal here, Johnny Hay, who's no midget, he's a big fella, Johnny. He just works him off it. He just bumps him off it. And that's actually Cox's fist that's gone over here. Just works him off the line of it there. And clever kick too. He's thought his way through it pretty well there. 3 goals to Drew Petrie.
Yeah, and the challenge for Drew Petrie now is to turn this into a 5 or 6 goal game and not be content with just with 3 under his belt up to half time.
Good effort this by the Kangaroos. They are working hard. They lead by 7 points. Approaching half-time. Porter decisively. He's going to get the free kick in any case. He won it down to Rawlings, whose kick was smothered. So a good call. It's coming back.
They've seized up Hawthorn out of their own backline. Hawthorn haven't had the flow play out of their own defence, and Kangaroos have held it in.
Porter running, kicks well inside the 50. Missing it at the back, Graham. Well done by Jones to Archer, and they kick another one.
And they're a little bit rattled in that back half at the moment. They're just throwing Glenn Archer down there. Maybe, you know, how fierce his contest is. Just maybe puts a bit of pressure on the defenders who opt perhaps to punch when maybe they would have had the confidence to mark. By the way, he's gone down and kicked 2 goals inside a minute or two, and he's made them look all that more dangerous. They've got to win some footy out of the middle.
Hawks.
Kangaroos opened up a 13-point lead early in the first term. They are back out to that margin. They have kicked 4 of the last 5, and that was good work. Then Archer driving it home. Hawthorn under pressure. We've ticked into time on second term. Porter in the ruck. Knocks down against Campbell. And Clark caught a bit high, and Tim Clark gets the free. Wide kick, looking for Leckis. A little dangerous. Makepeace's short arm couldn't quite spoil. Leckis took the mark. Called to play on. Goes with a long kick. Thompson and Holland inside 50. Potter caught. Good tackle. Colbert handles to Watt. Takes them on. Chips the kick. Teague has them peeling for him. Gets it to Baird. Dropped it. Picked it up. Watt doesn't quite know where. Gets it back to Teague. High kick. The lead comes. Archer! Not quite. Got crunched. Umpire said play on. Picked up by Jones. Wide to Stevens. Kicks a beauty.
Well, at the other end of the ground, when Hawthorn had an opportunity, they got a winning forward in Thompson. On that occasion, Holland is playing centre half forward, dropped back, took his man back to the marking contest, and the ball spilled and came down and rebounded down the other end. And you got Archer, he attracts attention. See that? You got the young fella there, Hodge, who leaves his opponent to try and make the 2-on-1. It took some courage, but it does leave his man on his feet on the ground there in Jones. And he's able to dish the ball off there to Anthony Stevens. So he's made some things happen, Glenn Archer.
Numbers are with the Kangaroos. They're working out of their own defensive end in waves. And the Hawks forwards are not chasing them out at the moment. And that's where they're getting drive from, as they just swarmed through the back of the square there and got it down there. And that man is a focal point.
So the margin is 19 points. And the Kangaroos have bitted the last 4 goals. Porter is doing well. Flicks it down. Stevens trying to go backwards there. Barlow picks it up. In trouble. Gave it away. Harvey running to half forward, looking for the torpedo. Didn't get it quite snug on the boot. And Smith takes the defensive mark. 15 metres out. A beleaguered defence at the moment. And the Hawks really not working it out of here too well. Again, the hesitation. Smith eventually goes for distance. The target is Campbell. Porter almost the mark. Brown knocked it away. Chance for Johnson. Taken down immediately by Harvey. Campbell too slow. Desperate was Porter. Tries to feed it out. Eventually it spills to Johnson. It was well played there by Clark. Now a chance across half forward. No, it comes unglued again for Hawthorn. Well worked. Sinclair. He got it from Teague. High ball, Campbell. Knocks it back inside the centre square. Leckis, quiet in this term. Had it, lost it. Dixon, Clark. Clark goes to half forward. Now a chance. Ladson slipped. Arches the back. Gets away. Lines up on goal. Has it got the carry? Not right. Watt goes back and takes a timely defensive mark. Risky coming out. Gets it to Rawlings on his knees. Watt is running.
Goes with a short pass. Makepeace. Low to the ground. Ball barely more than a metre off the turf the whole way.
Look at all those Kangaroos numbers on the back of the square there. Any one of those can run forward at any moment.
Brown wide. Takes on and beats Rawlings. Got the handball over the Petrie. Over the top. This time it's Brady Rawlings. Chip kick looking for Jones. Mark in front of Hodge. Maybe too far out the score.
Well, they've got some momentum here, the Kangaroos, and some real confidence too.
They lead by 19. Archer's on the move, and it's that man again. The two number 11s. Joel Smith having a better season this year. Only played the 5 games last year, but Archer in form.
Now, last year, round 21, Sam Mitchell on Glenn Archer. This is when he broke his ribs. His courage is never, ever questioned. No one could question it. We saw before him back into a pack and take 2 Hawthorn players down. But that was a big blow to the Kangaroos on that night.
He only missed 1 game.
Yeah, I think he whacked them back together himself. But I tell you, he's turned this game around in the space of 10 minutes by pushing forward, kicking 2, lining up for 3, and having a hand in 1 or 2 others.
6th possession this quarter. Playing out of full forward. You can see the reverse angle shot, tough angle. Even though the pockets here at Telfer Stadium not deep, and he misses to the near side, only a behind.
It's not a bad miss though. They really put some panic into Hawthorn's defenders with the kick in here, and they just after they got picked off 2 kick-ins ago, they've gone for the safety each time thereafter. Once again, Vandenberg, safety back pocket kick. This is where they get bottled up.
Vandenberg out of the back pocket, up towards the wing. Barlow on a searching lead, coming back Jones, juggled attempt at the mark, some holding on, and I think Jones will get the free kick, grabbed by Barlow in the contest. Jones, been lively, goes across the ground, ill-directed, Everett has to wait. Arriving hard was Brown, but not in time. Well done by Everett, wants to go and does. Kicks down towards half forward. Coming across is Cox, knocked away by Baird. Arriving quickly, Osborne into the path of Lekas. Awkward bounce there though. Baird came back into the contest. Colbert gets it away to Jones. Jones at half back. Spots Harding. There's a loose man on. Morell is running for him. Harding likes to run anyway. He's taken off. Goes down to the 50. He's got to kick it now. Well, he centres it. High ball. They'll compete about 10 metres out. And Rawlings takes a wonderful mark. Jay Rawlings.
They're away, the Hawks. Tallis. Half-back flank. Now they've got the loose man on the rebound. Crunch! Makepeace does brilliantly against Smith.
Good job,
Lost their composure at the moment, the Hawks, badly.
Spearing pass from Makepeace, looking for King. Ball ricochets back to Smith. He can make amends here. Rolls it towards the city side wing, and it bounces out of play in front of the 2-2s. Holland and Colbert will get a ball in.
He spent a bit more time up forward, Shane Crawford, in this quarter. I think he had 4.5 or 4.7 at quarter time. He will continue to work, that's the thing about him. And Ben Harvey covering ground as well.
Ball back into play. Clark, Everett. Off the side of the boot. And the ground opens up for the Kangaroos. Robbins. Plenty of space. Over the top to Harding. He might go all the way from 52. Big, long, drop, punt, top draw.
This is a 6-goal second quarter for the Kangaroos, and it's all happened in the past 15 minutes. And that's just a bad mistake by Big Spider Everett here. He looked like he picked out Benny Robbins, who came off the interchange bench, I think, and virtually kicked it straight to him. You can't blame the defence.
Even if he had hit it correctly, it still would have gone to them.
I'm not sure where he was actually trying to kick it, to be honest with him.
So what a run. The Kangaroos 6 of the last 7 goals, and they led at 67-41, almost half time. Everett goes up, directs it wide, taken by Robbins, dragged down by Mitchell, spills back towards Burton, hacked out of there by Lekas. It goes inside the 50. Colbert, awkward bouncing ball, knocked it down in front. Baird didn't show the desperation. Holland did. Clever. Gets it to Barlow under pressure. High ball. I'll compete right on the 50. Brady Rawlings was up to knock it away. Taken by Tallis. Not again. Tallis steps around a would-be tackler. That's better. Spears the ball in, and Lekas has taken this mark about 35 metres out. 8 possessions in the opening term. He's now coming up for his 13th. He made his debut against the Kangaroos, round 18 of 96. Came in late, replacing Brendan Crummell, and played on Anthony Rock. And this is a very important kick, this one, to pull it back to 20 points. It's getting out of control at the moment.
Here it is, Brady.
Not 14 in a row, but certainly the Kangaroos with A definite run on. Angelo Weckes. Kicks and puts it right in the bunting.
And that is important. When there is a team that he's got a move on, and as you say, kick 6 in a row, you need one just to stop the momentum, try and regain a bit of lost ground. He's a good player, Angelo Weckes. He's had makepeace for most of the night, but he does what needs to be done on almost every occasion, and he gets plenty of the footy, but this goal just had to be kicked, and good players go back and kick them, and he is a very good player. So another one to the Hawks, and I reckon Peter Schrobb would think they got out of jail a bit, because this past 15 minutes or so, even though they've had more of the footy for the game, has been all the Kangaroos.
Certainly has 20 goalless minutes for the Hawks. Ended finally by Weckes. Important 1 minute to remain in this second term. Who'll get the takeaway? High kick, a wobbly kick by Campbell Brown, wide. Picked off by Holland. Looping handball to Tallis. High kick inside 50. Thompson's on the lead. Almost. Is that a mark? Not quite. Weckes pumps the ball inside 50. Seconds ticking away. Teague gets it to Sinclair. Wide ball from his boot toward the boundary line, and Makepeace sees it out of play.
Done well here, the Kangaroos. They have got 4 men inside their defensive 50. Just out of screen to Hawthorn's solitary 3.
29 seconds then till half-time. Tossed in. One down by Burton. Well done. Teague back to Burton. Got it away quickly enough. Makepeace running it up towards the wing. Looks towards half-court. Kicks inside the 50. Archer once more. Getting a timely fist in there though was Smith. Angle towards the boundary line. It's out.
It's got to be a big run down here. Spider Burton has to run the field to get to this boundary line throw-in. So dangerous about 15 minutes ago when he pulled the ball back over into the corridor. And the Hawks looks like Luke Hodge is trying to guard that area there where Corey Jones is lurking. But they all start defensive side and then they flush past.
Down to 14 seconds. Everett needed to win that one and he did. Weckes close to the boundary line. It's out again, so the danger still hasn't gone away. 8 seconds remaining. Can't believe it.
Brent Harvey won out in the goal square with Tim Clark, his opponent, all night. The only players inside their forward 50.
Still so open to the right of this contest, but Everett won it down. Sharp by King. Tackle. Hand passes Goldwood. Dying seconds. Tallis picks it up on the siren. And again, a lot of pressure. You can almost feel the pressure when the ball gets deep in the Kangaroos' attacking zone. And certainly there'll be contrasting emotions in those two coaching boxes. Laidley would be very happy. That was a fighting turn by the Kangaroos. So at half-time, it's 10-7 to 7-5, Gary.
Yes, indeed. It was a terrific last 20 minutes or so. They just didn't look at it like any stage they were going to take a hold of it. But all of a sudden, with the presence of Archer pushing forward, they did get that all-important break. So 20 points is the margin. We'll be back after this break with the Holton half-time report.
Golden Half Time.
Very animated, Dean Laidley. Welcome back to the Telstra Dome half-time here, and it is the Kangaroos by 20 points. By virtue of their best second quarter for the season, it has to be said, a 6-goal second quarter. The goal kickers, Dermot.
Yeah, Nathan Thompson's got 3 up forward for the Hawks. Raiden Tallis snuck in with 2 singles to Leckers Vandenberg. And for the Roos, big Drew Petrie 3 and a double to Glenn Archer. All the rest, Brown, Rawlings, Grant Harding and Anthony Stevens on the left foot, all singles.
Telstra Dome, it is the Kangaroos by 20 points. A 6-goal second quarter, turned around a 1-point deficit. And this man is working pretty hard for his side. Shane Crawford covered 9.2 kilometres. Brent Harvey 7.2. 21% of that time he has been in top gear. So don't expect Crawford's work rate to drop off. I'll be interested to see whether Brent Harvey's got the aerobic capacity to keep those sorts of figures up. But it is a big second half of footy here. 20 points the margin. Dennis Cometti.
Start of the second half, Friday night football. Kangaroos lead it by 20 points. Umpire McBurney to start proceedings then. Terrific second turn by the Roos. Came storming back to grab the lead. Everett goes up, knocks it down. Crawford kicks towards half forward. Sinclair, was that a push in the back? Chance for Barlow, crawls after it. Makepeace goes in, body to body, and they tie it up. Ball up about 55 metres out from Hawthorn's attacking goal.
Hawks have turned to Ben Dixon as the man to go on to Glenn Archer. Archer, the full forward out of the goal square. Dixon, his opponent.
Here's the bounce. Burton from behind wins it down. Makepeace back to Burton. High ball floats down towards half forward. Hung a long time in the air. And some courage in front. It's going to be a free kick though to Holland. The courage shown by Osborne. They were bearing down. Here's Holland told to play on. Long kick to the attacking 50. Rawlings kept out of the contest. Good mark. Simpson coming back. It was well played by Watt, though, or was it Colbert? Colbert who did the body work. Now he's got the football. He ran on. Got it from Sinclair.
They worked him off the ball there. It was as good as a mark himself there by Lee Colbert. Experience.
Hawks are flooding back. Colbert forced to go short. Harvey. Dockside wing gets the Shepherd from Brown. Umpire said legally. Put Clark down. Kick inside 50 and Holland. Running back with the flight, takes the mark. Dixon has Clark short, ignores that. Goes with a kick of about 30 metres, and Barlow takes the mark on the wing. Stagnant start. 8th possession to Barlow. Long kick towards the lead of Thompson. Good mark, stretched. Made the extra yard, took the mark.
Yeah, you call it the extra yard. That's probably the quickest I've seen him sprint since he's come back in. It's his 3rd match, just going in short now.
Hodge. Too far out to score.
And Thompson next to him. There is no big target. You see Jade Rawlings is side on.
Dangerous spot to go and float the ball. Campbell Brown inside the centre square at centre half forward.
Spider Everett's got Spider Burton. He won't be able to chase him on a lead unless he sits it up like that.
High kick, the 2 Spiders. All arms and legs. Ball knocked down. Simpson goes for the boundary. Umpire said wasn't deliberate. And we'll get a ball in on the boundary line. Dr. Peter Larkins.
Yeah, Jonathan Hay still persisting out there, Dwayne, with trouble vision in the right eye. We know he got scratched in the first quarter, and he's telling the medical staff he can't see all that well, but it looks like he's getting the ball when he goes near it to me.
Reassuring. Tossed in. Everett knocks it up in the air. Comes back to him. Hooks it from deep in the pocket. Is that the miracle goal? Is that the kickstart? I think it might be. Goal!
Well, as good as
defies logic, Dermot.
As good as that is, Gary, you just cannot bank on a comeback of any great proportions to win a game out of those types. It's great. It shows amazing ability. Getting near enough from that angle under that sort of duress is a fantastic effort.
You just take it to him, and it might be the kickstart they needed. I think it's one of the options open to Peter Schwab. That is an amazing goal for a left foot on the boundary of his size. But it is to try and isolate Spider Burton and Spider Everett inside Hawthorn's forward 50. Try and take him down there as often as he can.
Gee, he's talented with his feet, Spider Everett, for such a tall man.
So the margin back to 14 points. That was a very important goal. Up they go again. Getting it on the way down was Burton. Hand passes towards half forward. Harding slapped it away, but into the path of this man. Crawford swings it out wide. This ball runs away from Clark and goes across the boundary line. It will be tossed in. 67 plays 53. The game very much at a knife's edge.
He's done pretty well, Timmy Clark. 13 possessions up against the more talented Brent Harvey. He's had 10.
Everett with Burton from behind. They fought a draw. Crawford did well. Johnson goes with the outside of the boot. Needed to kick it with his right. Simpson trying for the boundary line. Leckis hard against that line. Look away handball. Johnson's got it now.
High kick. Rawlings got there in time. Played it off beautifully. Osborne on the march. Kicks inside. 50 over the head of Baird and Hodge. Ball racing back. Baird and Watt see it over the boundary line, and we will get a ball in. Danger territory with Spider Everett to take the bounce, the ball in.
The kick was a risk and return kick. Just got there. Had it been turned over, they were in all sorts of trouble, the Hawks.
Shane Crawford starting to find it. 3 possessions this quarter, but Adam Simpson 3 also for the Kangaroos.
Everett calls Thompson out, comes late. Burton knocks down. Barlow buffeted, gets through traffic, tripped himself over, fell over Teague. Gets out of trouble with a handball wide.
Fatigued.
Burton to the outer side, half-back flank, big leap by Brown, and he pushed a couple out. Free kick to Jade Rawlings.
Yeah, you got the stabbers up there, Chris Barlow.
Up again, guys!
Oh, what happened here?
Yeah,
Just
own
tripped
feet.
himself.
Back, 2, back! Let him go!
Jade Rawlings with the football then.
Got to make space for Spider Everett to lean up on Spider Burton. That'll be the plan. It's going to happen up the middle of the ground.
Started this term well. Shane Crawford 60 metres out. Centering kick. Holland going back with the flight of it. Knocked away by Watt. Taken by Harvey. Jams it hurriedly on the boot. Rawlings has been very good. Jade Rawlings.
They're away the Roos if he can push off.
Brady gets a hand pass away this time. Jade has been very good for the opposition, I was about to say. Sinclair's got it. Brady Rawlings 14 possessions now. Colbert, Harvey, Stevens, left half back. Kicks to the wing. Makepeace stretches and takes the mark. And the boundary umpire unflinching.
Chips it dangerously for Simpson, forced to backtrack and get it. Leckis tried to hold him up. He played on. Well played by Angelo Leckis. Hawks might come up with a talus. From the wing, high kick towards half forward. Back with a flight. Stevens with him, Ladson playing a good game. Stevens beats him on this occasion. Dishes off the handball. Watt. Baird. Colbert. Still at half back. Chip kicks Stevens. Ball bounced down kindly. Ladson tied it up. Umpire will bounce. It was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
So important you hit your targets.
Good not to get high. Righto.
Yeah, good not to get high there. Good tackle just to hold it in. But it's so important to hit the targets there. And the Kangaroos were away if it was just weighted right.
Played on Matt Lappin and Trent Spawn last week. Ladson, ball comes to Barlow. Got it to Everett. High kick. Thompson just buffered at the right moment by Watt. Comes up with the ball.
It's got better as the game's worn on. Shannon Watt.
Baird. Watt. Hodge chases. Spearing kick towards half forward. Morrell got half a knee. And the freeze.
Well, I'd like to see whether the free was there.
Your knee went straight in his back again.
Well, that's what it was for. But he was out of the contest, Digney Morrell. If Jonathan Hay was able to keep his feet, he wasn't a threat. Big diggers. Oh, I don't know whether it went into his back, did he?
Fortunate.
I think we're all in the Grant's there. Chip inside. 50. Makepeace got a hand on it. Ball comes to Dixon. Out of trouble with a kick towards the wing. Getting there, not quite. Ladson made the hard effort. Couldn't pick the ball up. Ball came to Rawlings. Got it to Sinclair. Wide ball. Kept in play by Jones. Danger here for the Hawks. Chip kick. Crunch. Well played, Smith. And now he takes it out. We'll get a ball in. 50 from the Kangaroo goal.
Good contest, Josh Smith.
I thought Archie was a bit stiff. Well, boundary throw in outside the 50.
Got a room out the back.
Hooked down behind 2, but Johnson got there for Hawthorn. Brown under pressure. Tackled by Simpson. Hand passes away. Keeping it in front. Dixon got the stumbles. Knocks it out of there to Clark. Well played. Full-chested. Charging through the skipper. Crawford kicks it up towards the wing. And Jade Rawlings this time takes the mark on his chest. Having a good match, having a good season. Wide-eyed, goes down towards half forward. Makepeace. Well, what was his intention there? The spoil.
Interesting.
Out of bounds.
Would have been super harsh to pin him for that.
We're hanging judges here. It'll be tossed in 55 metres out.
Good shot.
Burton knocks it down. Lucas missed it. Arriving quickly, Vandenberg got through too. Gets a hand pass down towards full forward. Ladson taken to ground. Well played by Vandenberg to Hodge, who snaps and kicks it behind.
Now the stats show over the season that Hawthorn are better at taking the ball away from their kick-ins than the Kangaroos, but all tonight the Kangaroos have found short ones up the middle, and once again...
Oh, danger. Crawford got the spoil. Stevens might make it look okay. Ladson got a hand on it. Makepeace goes back. Sinclair tucked into the pocket. Can he find a target with the kick? He can. It's Grant, held up by Everett well because he was away with a handball to the free man. Shannon Grant chips the ball over the top. Teague on the wing.
Using their hands well, the Kangaroos.
Another move on the Kangaroos bench. There's been plenty of them. High kick towards half forward. Burton back. Can't take the ball. Dixon slaps towards boundary line. Harvey inside 50. Shrugs a tackle. Burton, can he get the kick away towards goal? He can. It's punched out of bounds by Smith. And will get a ball in. Forward pocket.
Harvey, Simpson and Sinclair getting plenty of the footy in this quarter for the Kangaroos. Probably their three most important players.
Tossed in. Again, plenty of space goal side. Burton lays it down. Simpson kicks the goal. Well, they've got to take stock.
They just opened up a beautiful passage there, the Kangaroos, and the number one criteria is to stand next to your teammate, watch the space directly down in front, and Simpson just goes through. Crawford's his direct opponent at the moment, and Crawford only knows to watch the ball, so he's going to be a danger around the goals, Adam Simpson. He's going to win it while Crawford's trying to win it as well, not stop him close to goal.
Disappointing stuff from the Hawks. I think in the build-up there they confused tackling with trout fishing. Too much catch and release. A couple of tackles just got away on them. Here's the ball back in the middle. Interesting. Everett on the way down. Towler slips it away. Leckis. Crawford runs to half forward. Spears the pass in. Thompson. Great football. Classical football out of the middle.
Well, Crawford and Simpson are just going head-to-head at the moment. The Simpson kicked that last goal with Crawford, his direct opponent, and then he wins the ball out and spears it down the throat of Nathan Thompson. This quarter, Shane Crawford's had it 6 times and Adam Simpson's had it 5. So they're just they're going to have a bit of a shootout, I think.
Seems that way. Thompson's got 3.
Splits the middle.
The thing that is noticeable out of that, Gary, is that Crawford normally 9 times out of 10 would try and bounce the ball, get to the 50 and take a ping, but he's got confidence in Nathan Thompson now. So Thompson's drawing the ball. He's taken a few marks up there, the big fella, and he's had about 5 shots on goal already. So there is a target there.
Nathan Thompson's 4th goal. Margin back to 13 points. Burton v Everett in the ruck again. Good bounce. Burton knocks down. Crawford's been lively in the last few minutes. Gets it to half forward. Baird tied up. Kick caught by Everett. Well played. Shrugs one tackle. Not the Motlop tackle. He was second in just off the bench. And with fresh legs receives the 3.
Simpson.
Nope, Simpson's going to get it. The double tackle. Play on, the umpire called, motion sideways, long kick towards half forward, ball thump clear, Teague pounces, has Stevens at half forward and he gets it to him, plays on inside 50, chips the pass, is that 15, marked by Jones.
Did it beautifully though, Anthony Stevens. He knew, it looked like he was in some serious heavy traffic, but he worked out that both players were actually going to pass him by pretty quickly and just steps them and kicks the flat floating punt. That's not what you want to be leading to, but it got there.
Corey Jones with 2 behinds so far tonight. For goal number 1 to extend this Kangaroos lead, and he sprays it. He has the yips at the moment, needs the long putter. And unfortunately for the Roos, they are ranked 15th in the league for goal accuracy. And the story continues.
Kangaroos have had 10 more possession.
Simpson.
Well, let's just stop that sentence there. And that's the second big blue Shane's made, but he's got to, he has to try and bite something off. Peter Schwab's, well, he's just lost it with the turnovers now.
Simpson averaging 26 possessions a game this season. 26 his average last season. 22 in 2001. Kicks his second goal.
Well, if you were Shane Crawford kicking in, you'd think your charter is tap it on your foot, take somebody on, which he did do in the second quarter, and he got pinged for it, coughed up a goal, but you've got to do that to try and break up the opposition defence on the kick-ins. There's Peter Schwab not happy with it, but touch by foot is not his go from the kick-in. Expect him to work pretty hard now, though.
Steely look on Shane Crawford's face. This is the reason why.
We've got the last centre man's clearance. He worked it out with Peter Spider Everett in this situation. So let's just watch this very carefully.
Yep. Go at Sam Mitchell. That's the target zone.
Simpson's kicked the last 2 for the Roos from the takeaway. Might be a push in the back. Is against Motlop to Lekas. 20 points the margin. High kick. Holland coming hard, getting there. Simpson loops it over the top to make peace. The Kangaroos are lively and away from halfback. Spare man ignored. Long kick. Petrie on the lead. Hay with him. Ball knocked down at Dixon. About to get caught. Handball away just in time. Hay. Ball stolen though. Stevens got the handball out. Simpson inside 50. Brown over the top. Ball rolling toward goal. Campbell Brown cuts it off. Can take it through for a behind. Takes the long option. High kick. Vandenberg the target. Good mark.
That was a good kick too coming out. Vandenberg into space for the runner. Clark will it set for him. Coming across on the angle. Makepeace did brilliantly. They were on a collision course. Baird sold into trouble. Simply dropped the football umpire. Boundary throw it.
Need to get some body in there, Tim Clark. Don't stick an arm out, son. Get the body in there and take him out of the contest if need be. Crawford working hard, but I reckon Adam Simpson might be just about the perfect player to play on him. He's so smart. He's able to do the angles, cut Crawford off and make him pay the other way.
The margin back to 20 points, as it was at the major break. Here's King wheeling around. Burton, well done by Crawford, came back, turned around, almost found the footy, and again full-chested, taken high, advantages paid. He's trying to lift his team despite that last blemish. Kicks inside the 50. Holland to Cox. Had a lot more time than he knew. He put it out of bounds on the full. Graffiti.
From full-back. Watt chips it over to Sinclair. He's away. Cox chases. Almost waited for him to come and then took off again. To the outer side, Motlop. On about 4 minutes ago with those fresh legs and those pretty white boots. Bounce. Brother not playing tonight. Takes on Rawlings. Inside 50 wide. Cut off. Ball out of play from the fist of Campbell Brown.
And when that ball got switched down in the back line for the Kangaroos, that was Peter Schwab pointing to that player, Jess Sinclair, out by himself. That would have been a directive. Do not allow him easy access to the ball out the other side. Kangaroos, as you saw, haven't lost 4 in a row for quite some time, and that's what they're staring at tonight. But they're looking good at the moment.
Burton v Everett in the ruck. Both got a palm on it. Ball knocked towards Lekas and Simpson. Now Mitchell. Robbins with him. Ball just out of play, and we'll get a ball in. 20 points to margin. And we're about to tick into time on third term.
Kangaroos have had 13 more possessions this quarter for the same amount of entrance into 50, but a lot more handballs.
Burton, again, very good. Laid it down for Stevens. All the time in the world. Comes back to Burton. Turns around. Steps around the would-be tackler. 35 metres out. And kicks a goal. Well, he's back.
He is back, big Spider Burton, and his opponent is Peter Everett. They're both doing well. They're both having an impact on the game. It's a bit like the Simpson and Crawford matchup. They both doing good work either end of the ground, but the big Spider, if you don't mind, sells the dummy.
You notice Spider Everett there was on the haunches. I know that's his resting position normally, but he got hurt out of that ruck contest. That's why he couldn't chase back and press back on him.
Difficult to believe he was delisted by Fremantle, and he puts the Kangaroos in front by the biggest margin of the game, 26 points, and there's a happy big man.
It's a good ball, isn't it?
Poetry in slow motion. Danger signs again for the Hawks. Well played by Everett, knocked down to Mitchell. High kick to half forward. One grab, not the second. Graham Sinclair grabbed it, was in turn, grabbed Baird. Wide to Rawlings, now to Colbert. Chips it towards Motlop over his head. Mark's been taken by Osborne. Plays on, kicks inside 50. Over the head of Thompson towards the back pocket. It might be taken through Colbert. Let's go down to Dr. Peter Larkins.
Yeah, Peter Everett's really been working hard this quarter, Dwayne, but he's actually been showing quite a bit of fatigue, and he's missed a couple of boundary throw-ins, called Nathan Thompson, because he's been lingering behind the play, trying to get his breath.
Harvey to himself, scuttles into the pocket, stops, goes back, and then to Sinclair, who's in two minds as well. Hardly convincing stuff as they work it out. High ball to the wing, Brown missed it. Chance for Johnson at the back, pulls it back towards the middle. High ball hangs a long time in the air. Baird over the top of Ladson.
This is where they're killing them, the Kangaroos. They go sideways from here and then they just run it down the wings, and they're just getting too much easy access from here.
Teague, during an interchange, he followed his man up. Lays it off to Stevens. Short one to Motlop. He's on the wing. 86 plays 61. Roos on top. Stevens forward of the wing then. Hawks need to hold here. Short one. Teague running hard again. Spilt the mark. King, did that come off a boot? King says it did. He tells. Nothing doing. It'll be tossed in.
There's your possession time. That is a huge, huge difference.
Dominated, haven't they?
Yep.
Actually, 25 points is not as bad as it looks when you have a look at who's had the footy.
Ball back into play. Porter doing the ruck now. Knocks down to Mitchell. Court. Johnson. Ladson continues to play well. Played in the Wizard Cup, but his first real game. Bang! Last week off hands. Picked up by Barlow. Bounces it perhaps toward full forward. Everett's down there with Colbert. Ball knocked towards the boundary and unable to keep it in play was Barlow. They'll get a ball in and Teague.
That is as brave as this game can get.
Good effort, isn't it?
Oh yeah, he's got some courage, that kid.
There's a great effort.
Studying human movement at uni at the moment. He needs his teammate to study that exact piece of movement. That was brilliant to watch from Teague. Crawford to Clark off the side of the boot. Forces Mitchell to go back and chase it. Stevens, Mitchell, ball, umpire. He calls for a ball up. He says mine, and he'll bounce it.
Yeah, poor left foot by Timmy Clark there.
So young Teague has gone straight up the race. Motlop goes straight up. Knocks it wide. Osborne barking the instructions as he goes and then delivers like that. Well, ignore everything he said. It goes out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in.
A lot of the Hawks you see when they're kicking forward are actually running across goal. There's the matchup so far for this Crawford v Simpson, Gary.
Yeah, and this quarter, Simpson's had 9 of those touches and Crawford 8. That's just for the quarter. They're match statistics for the whole game.
Hopefully, David Teague's okay. Stevens had it, lost it. Mitchell gets a hand pass away. Crawford 55 metres out. Goes long, off hands. Colbert leads back in the race. It stays in. Now he's got a problem. Well played. Rawlings, and they'll run it out. They look terrific. They're meeting every challenge. Grant got it to Sinclair. Sinclair goes across the ground. It's taken by Simpson. Back to Sinclair, still on his right foot. Now he releases Harvey. They work it back across the ground. Brown, the defensive side of left centre wing. Petrie is running. It goes in that direction. Well-weighted kick. Good grab.
Well, that
could
be
almost
50.
be 50. No, he didn't get the 50.
It's his first one for the quarter.
Wheels around, kicks to about 25 metres out from goal. Dixon under real pressure. Harding came quickly and in ill humour and will have a ball up.
And Johnny Hay is a very, very fortunate lad not to get 50 there. They got to get a lift from someone like Mark Graham, the Hawks. He has had one touch for the evening.
Important touch here for Porter. Matthew Burton, anything you can do, I can do better. He's got one.
It is danger time. Every time there's a stop play situation for the Hawks, they've just left the goal side open and free, and they've been able to waltz in on a couple of occasions now.
They're seriously fatigued, the Hawks. And it's all starting in the Kangaroos' back line. Their short usage just by handballs, running the legs off the Hawthorn forwards. They're getting so much easy penetration from down back.
Centre clearances for the game. Hawthorn 15, Kangaroos 6. And I think from memory they got the opening 3 or 4. So it's all one-way traffic, but not translated on the scoreboard. Lekis 4 times out of the middle. Cop that. Taken though by Dixon. After Porter's big thump to centre-half forward. Baird thought about thumping it, was taken high. Graham rather clumsy. Baird will get the free kick.
Well, he'll be in the negatives now in a minute, Mark Graham.
Can you be in the negatives?
Oh, yeah, coaches count it that way.
Here's Baird from half-back. Swings it very wide. Petrie is the target again. Launched himself. Loose ball at the back. Jones, a natural left-footer. Wanted to come back on the left foot. Doubt the wisdom of that. It's out of bounds.
I just reckon you've got to maybe look at someone like Campbell Brown to go forward, who has played there and can jump at it, and get Graham in the back half, who is giving zilch up forward. Just got to try and reshuffle this and find a couple of avenues to go.
In front, Campbell. Over the top, Porter. Campbell found it. Gains about 35 metres, and the ball trickles across the boundary line as we go down to the dock.
Yeah, update on David Teague, Dennis. He will be back. He's just heavily winded and is just spending some time flat on his back, just sucking some big breaths in. We saw him very bravely take a big hit, but he's up and about walking, and he'll be back for the Kangaroos.
Well done, young man. And really, Hawthorn were challenging, and then we saw Crawford cough it up. And since that time, really, the Hawks seem to be sagging.
Everett, fortunate to get a free kick in the ruck contest, goes wide. Another big crunch. Ball slapped toward the boundary line by Petrie, and we'll get a ball in.
They're just working harder, the Kangaroos. See, Petrie's playing centre-half forward, yet to spoil that, he came from centre-half back. They're getting numbers into their back line, and they just work hard, running forward, using handball when they win it. There's top ball winners on the ground. Crawford heads it with 21.
Side by side, the two ruckmen. Simpson, third man up, as he so often is.
Isn't that a free?
Holding the ball.
Johnson got the ball to Mitchell. Changed the rules again. Campbell Brown, bang! Good mark taken by Baird.
And this is where the numbers come in, Dwayne. Side on.
Logie's on 9 on Sunday night. Baird with the ball at half back.
Deep.
Takes him onto the mark. Just gets around. High kick towards half forward. Jones, one grab. Almost a second. Umpire said no. It hit turf. We'll get a ball up. Centre half forward.
Well, this is where the warning bell goes off. One grab, you're right. Two grabs, gee, mount a fair case.
I think so.
Look at the gap. Look at the space here. Goal side. You can see Simpson and Crawford just to the left of screen, and then there's nothing.
It's bounced. Everett takes command. Worth a kick. Thumps it up towards the wing. Vandenberg comes across, trying to shrug a tackle, just slipped away, hand passed out wide, wants to shepherd. Lekis sockers it forward to his own advantage, well done, ran into a dead end. He dropped the ball for Petrie to kick, and the ball goes out of bounds. Wow.
No, you ducked into the tackle. Yeah, ducked into the tackle.
Don't often see that. Bloke from one team drops it, and the other fella kicks it. It'll be tossed in on the outer side.
Who gets the stat there?
That is a very good question. Obviously, you are very stat conscious. It'll be thrown in. Everett and Porter, they lock up. Simpson just getting a clear passage at the back. That time Clark got it to Johnson across the body. Bounces down towards the 50. Down goes Graham, trying to get back in positive territory.
Look at the numbers though, Dennis. You just see around the swarm of the ball. First 2 overs. Leon Rice at the back of the shot there.
Michael Moncrief.
Big Donald in there.
Not even watching this ruck contest. Bounce, Everett does well. Would have admired that, Don. Down to Mitchell. Kick half smothered. Ricochets Vandenberg. 54 from goal. Colbert got back and outmarked Robert Campbell. Inside a minute remaining. Third term. Kangaroos holding up very well. Archer, half-back flank.
They just look so composed down there in the back half. They're dangerous when they go forward. You struggle to see where the charge is going to be mounted by Hawthorn.
Glove still on that injured hand. Hacks it high towards the wing. Chance for the Flyers. They all go up. Staying down Everett. Got the handball out. Shrugging the tackle. Getting the handball out. Johnson. Brown. Mitchell. Inside 50. They've got the chance here. Graham. He'll get in the positives. Perhaps. What's he like in front of goal?
He's got an ungainly action, but he actually drops it pretty straight normally.
We don't know how he's kicking tonight.
There's something wrong there when you've taken 2 marks and you've only got 1 disposal. Something's gone wrong.
First touch for the quarter, second touch for the match. And that's almost a negative. After the siren, when the Hawks desperately needed a goal, he could only manage a behind. And at present, the Kangaroos, who've had the most goals kicked against them of any team in time on, held up well in time on in that third term. And at three-quarter time, Kangaroos 14-8-92, Hawthorn 9-8-62.
Again, very good. Laid it down for Stevens. All the time in the world. Comes back to Burton. Turns around. Steps around a would-be tackler. 35 metres out. And kicks a goal.
They've got to get a lift from someone like Mark Graham, the Hawks. He has had 1 touch for the evening.
Important touch here for Porter. Matthew Burton. Anything you can do, I can do better. He's got 1.
Doc.
Good to see David Teague back out there, Tony. We thought he was gone for the night. Great bravery, and he's back out there after getting winded badly in the third quarter.
It's an even 5-goal lead to the Kangaroos as we start this final term with a torpedo from Shane Crawford. Rawlings high. Couldn't bring the mark down. Ladson, he might spark the revival. Brilliant goal. His first goal in league footy. Sensational.
Well, the Roos kicked 4 goals in the third quarter. The Hawks only the 2. And they didn't win a centre-bounce takeaway, the Kangaroos. So there is the slightest danger here. Crawford's won that one out there.
Great hit by
Great tap.
Spider.
It was a
Great
great tap. He identified where the target was. Jade Rawlings, a big presentation there. And Rick Ladson, things keep going. He's going to develop into the sharpshooter up forward because he won't need many kicks to hurt you on the scoreboard.
7-0 out of the centre since half-time Hawthorn's way. It hasn't showed up on the scoreboard. Maybe it will. I mean, they need some excitement. Best way possible to start this quarter.
So the margin back to 24 points. Bounce in the middle. Over the top quarter that time. Lekas comes away though. Kicks it down towards half forward. Makepeace leads back in the race. It bounces outside the centre square. Unkindly in the finish for Makepeace. Charging in was Johnson. Feeds it back to Everett. Everett forward of the wing. Kicks inside the 50. Awkward bouncing ball. Baird had it. Lost it. Hodge comes up. Outside the 50. Gets a hand pass away. Barlow came quickly. Now a chance for Everett. Got it from Tallis. Spears it into perhaps the unlikely hero tonight, Rick Ladson, from the self-same spot.
Sorry, then he's got a mate in Spider Everett for mine in this last quarter already. It's only been going about a minute, but he has had his hand in 3 big plays or 4 big plays, Spider Everett.
Couple of taps.
Yeah, and just good composure here. In some traffic, spotted him early and found him.
Would have been so easy for him to run to the boundary onto that left foot, but waited for it to open.
Huge kick this one from 40.
Too close.
Terrible effort. Tugs it deep into the pocket. Watt had it hit him on the head. Ricochets out of there. Colbert, interesting hand pass. Well done. Into the path of Harvey. Checks hard against the line. Didn't run it out, should have. Rawlings pulls it back towards the middle. Sinclair missed it. Exposed at the back. On his knees, Hodge to Lekas. Across to Ladson. In space again, he snaps. And he's missed again. This time, at least he scores. Well, he's had everything in the space of 3 minutes.
Finding a bit of the pill.
Got confidence, haven't they, these teammates, to go to him, which is always a good sign.
For a second game player. Hawthorn got a real thin zone in here, protecting the middle of the ground, because that's where the Kangaroos like to chip, about 25 metres up the middle. Hawthorn have really narrowed their zone. Now they spread.
Jess Sinclair, who considered quitting last year when he was in the reserves, finds Stevens and he takes on Thompson, gets away with a couple of bounces. Wide ball, Rawlings gathers it just inside the line. Hawks back towards half forward. Vandenberg takes on Sinclair. High kick inside 50. Ladson waits down and it doesn't come down. Colbert, good strong hands.
He's got to sit down though, Ladson, because they've just totally been out-crumbed in their forward 50. He's got to rely on somebody, just a 1-on-3 bringing the ball to ground.
I'd suggest Burton is on for this one. Out it comes. Coming back hard is Crawford. Well, he did the best he could. Found it on the deck. Well done by the skipper. Now a chance for Barlow. Pulls it back towards the middle. Well spotted. Got it to Tallis. Ladson is on again inside the 50. Ignores that eventually. Instead, honours the lead from Hodge. And they're strong hands. Very strong hands. As Sinclair came over the top looking for a bit of Steiner recliner action.
Have a listen here.
Your mark.
No, 50. Let's not underestimate the effort of Crawford out here.
It's great effort.
What we didn't see off the ball was, as we see this mark from Luke Hodge, he was able to mind 2 players who were 35 metres apart. He sprinted from one to the other, put some indecision in the mind of Colbert, and then eventually got back to Burton to cause the spill. It was one of the efforts of the game.
Jess, here. I'll pull you back to you.
Wanting to know where the mark is, which is fair enough.
Playing his 19th game. He's kind of kid who'd like a bit of pressure on him.
We know distance won't be a problem. So sparked by the skipper and finished by the young Tyro. Now he misses out to the left.
Kicked 3 goals in the VFL last week to be promoted to the seniors. Hawthorn 20 disposals this quarter to the Kangaroos 4.
Just can't pierce it once again. The zone very short. Harvey will take it on.
To himself, then to Colbert. Still inside defensive 50. Teague has some space. Nice release handball from Colbert. Teague goes wide. Well played. Can he get it? He can. Handball over the top by Dixon. Couldn't find a teammate though. Robbins to Teague. takes them all on, still on the wing, dances, sidesteps, kicks toward half forward, getting back. Good mark though by Dixon. Leckis it was in fact. Handball over the top. Good to Crawford, now to Barlow. Spearing ball from him, inboard. Now Ladson again. Inside 50, Rawlings!
Well, Jade Rawlings is centre half forward, but what he's doing, Dwayne, he's pressing up to the wings, and his opponent Teague, you saw him at the moment, he did well, he ran forward, he didn't pick him on the rebound, he didn't go back to him, and Jade Rawlings has come from the wing for that.
I'll try and find out who's on Rick Ladson.
Umpire just reiterating where the mark is. Big kick this. Jade Rawlings drives it straight over the goal umpire's hat. It's his first. We've got a game.
Dwayne, you called on it before. Possessions, 26 to Hawthorn, and the Kangaroos just 9, still in single figures here. Crawford's worked pretty hard here. Inside 50s, 6-zip in this quarter. Rick Ladson, he sees it unfolding and spots him up beautifully. He's got some touch. Kangaroos need a tap on it here. Simpson's got to win the ball.
So once again, the Hawks making a move. Can they sustain it this time? 92-76. Slapped wide, I think, by Everett. In front, Stevens, taken to Grant. Grant, who's been quiet, slides in. Crawford's got him. Slow release football, socket off the ground by King. Chopped off by Dixon. Dixon comes back towards the middle. Sinclair did well, work his way in front. Leading back in the race, a chance for Grant. Went to Grant. Johnson can smell the footy. He's over it. Can't do much with it. Pushes it Hawthorn's way. Taken by Ladson again, too slow. That was holding the ball. Sinclair got him down. Picked up by Rawlings. High ball to midfield. Everett goes back with courage. It bounces very high. Oh, brilliant by King. Got it down to Simpson. Goes back to King. He runs to the 50. Fires a goal. Has it got the carry? Yes, I think it has. Wait for the goal umpire. Wonderful 1-2 punch by the veterans.
You knew David King just wanted to take them on there, and the kick didn't travel as far. Just signalling up there to Digby Morrell, and that is an excellent shepherd. He just got into the small of the back of Nick Holland and arched him back, so he took away all his leap. Probably only went over the line at about 6 or 7 foot in the air. They just needed one bloke to stay down, but it's a positive error from the two Hawks. They both want to attack the footy. Now, Kingy used to sail these through over the fence.
Started on the bench tonight, David King, and that's got to hurt the Kangaroos, coming off 2 emotional weeks against their old coach Dennis Pagan, then against their old king Wayne Carey. Ball up in the middle, Grant to Stevens, slung as he got the handball wide towards the wing. Tallis will get there first, bounces kindly for him, handballs back to Holland, back to Campbell Brown, chip wide, high kick, Stevens over the top. He thumps it out of play to stop Ladson from having more influence.
Yeah, the Hawks sat back in the middle. There was 3 of them that sat back there and just expected Campbell Brown to have the vision to come back in. Well, there's the time in possession, 58-31, all Hawthorn's way.
Margin 22 points. Stevens has been wonderful. Jams it on the boot, gains 15 metres. Boundary throw in. Still plenty of time for Hawthorn, and they're showing signs. The pulse is quickening. But every time tonight, the Kangaroos have met the challenge and effectively put it down. Everett knocks it down. Barlow trying to get out, did well. Leckis under pressure, scrambles it to half forward. Rawlings, Tallis, 60 metres out, high ball, turns the defence around, and Teague goes back and takes the mark. Showed such courage in the previous quarter. Rawlings, both of them have played very well. Chips up to the wing, launching himself. Almost a clever mark that it was, but he recovered very well. Got it across to Clark. Wide of the mark, intended for Ladson. Vandenberg's got it, goes to the middle. 2-on-1 there. The two Hawks almost, well, they did. They confused each other. Thompson tries to make something of it. Makepeace goes back, takes the mark on the line.
Oh, Shannon Watt and now Makepeace have saved on the last line for the Roos, and it could be important. 3 bounces, about to get caught by Hodge. Twists it around to Baird.
This is where they'll want to go sideways here. They haven't gone up the middle all night.
High kick, Harding waits under it, has some space to work in. Goes with a wide pass. How will it bounce for Harvey? Kindly. Outside 50, kicks inside 50, getting there, Petrie. Started the game brilliantly for the Kangaroos, might finish it likewise.
Step to your right.
Here's kick
That's
3.
it there, right there.
He hasn't had massive amounts of footy, but he has still been able to have an influence on this game. That's Brent Harvey, Tim Clark's man. Tim Clark needs to get his game together and get up to AFL level. He's just short with his skills at the moment. No question about his fitness. He's got a bit of work to do still, Tim Clark.
Well, you can see it for yourself. That would put a shiver down most footballers' spine. Starts at right, can't bring it back, and it just scrapes in for a behind.
Bit to work there, eh? You saw the natural shape of his kick then. He works with that. He just had a little fade left to right, and blokes who naturally do that, once they work that out, tend to be pretty good, solid set shots.
Dixon does well. This is Tallis. Sometimes bringing it out tonight for the Hawks has been an adventure. Not this time, at least to the moment.
This is where it comes out like treacle, Dennis.
Yes.
This drips out very slowly.
Tallis forced to go for distance. Drives it around the outer side. Everett the target, in from the side. Jones knocked on by Holland in that pack. Picked up out there by Stevens. Head down. Hand passed it straight to Everett. Looping hand pass over the top. Chopped off by Baird. He was chopped down in turn. Morrell tries to knock it through the pack. Socket off the ground by Leckers to half forward. In front, Colbert played it pretty well. Finds Sinclair. They weather another storm. Sinclair spots a man 15 metres away. Barely. This is Grant.
They run from behind here, the Kangaroos.
And he's waiting. Watt wants it. Watt is streaming down the ground towards half forward. Thompson goes with him. But Grant, not too concerned, goes to the other side of the ground, sets it up. In front out there was finally Harding, got the man in front, had it knocked away by Hay from behind. Everett comes away from half back. It was touched, taken by Grant to Stevens. The old names doing a wonderful job in this final term. Grant runs on. Kicks inside the 50. How's that for centimetre perfect? He got it to Jones, hard against the line, centering kick, and that is a body blow. Petrie has taken the mark. What wonderful confidence from Grant. Spotted a man standing, virtually straddling the boundary line, and went to him. Not a second thought. Bang.
Well, we saw that stat where they came inside 50 in the third quarter. Not once did they come down the middle. They are prepared to use the ground, bring it back into the middle corridor at the right time, and you take your hat off to this Kangaroo side. They haven't. It's been unfashionable, but they just keep grinding away, and you've got to take your hat off to them. And you mentioned Stevens and Grant and Simpson and Sinclair. There's some good players in that team.
Petrie going in number 4 again. Much easier this time. Much better result this time. Gun barrel straight.
He's pretty happy, that Kangaroo supporter, and why wouldn't he be?
Yep.
They've actually played the Hawks pretty smartly as well. They've got crumbing ability in their back half. They spread and go wide. And Hawthorn just don't chase them out wide. Hawthorn have been trying to sit down in the corridor in numbers and try and win it with weight of numbers, and then they rebound that way. They've done it very well. They've been drilled very well tonight, the Kangaroos.
Well coached, you'd say, from Dean Laidley's point of view.
The door all but shut. Bounce to restart. The two Spiders again. Knocked down to Mitchell. High kick towards half forward. Thompson, one grab, two. Is it paid? Yes.
Well, Peter Everett again in the middle of the ground. Not every time do hit-outs correspond with clearances, but gee, he's given a few of his midfielders a pretty fair run today, Spider Everett.
He's had 28 hit-outs, Spider. 5 in this quarter.
Which species?
Yes.
Which species of spider?
One's a bit more venom than the other.
Yes, good call.
Thompson. He's kicked 4. He's taken 8 marks. Make that 5 and the door back open.
Sammy Mitchell straight onto the ground, and Spider Everett has put it down his throat. Very good close-in player, Sammy Mitchell.
That was a great hit.
Now that is to 9 o'clock on the dial, and that is the target zone. And the Hawks will always try and get one there. Mitchell or Lekas.
5 goals to Nathan Thompson. The margin back to 23 points. The time now the enemy of the Hawks. Less than 9 minutes to go. Everett favoured by the bounce, slaps it wide. Brilliantly done. Crawford across to Mitchell, just on the ground. To half forward. Rawlings goes up, takes the mark. They can't waste much time. Rawlings goes to the pocket. Thompson comes on the lead and takes the mark on his chest. Well,
9th mark.
He's moved well, Nathan Thompson. Covered the ground well.
It's the quickest I've seen him run, and he hasn't actually stripped off weight. He's a big cat at the moment, and he has played. When he does the relief rucking, he's actually a bit leaner than he is now.
and Shannon Watt isn't slow.
No.
So cometh the hour, cometh the man. Needs a straight kick here, and suddenly momentum could swing. Well, it needs a crooked kick, as it turns out, because he went on the angle. Makepeace came back, dropped the mark, found it again on the ground, clears the zone. Dixon will take the mark. Well, he flirted with the idea of going for a moment.
He's their best set shot, Dennis, but he's about 4 to 5 metres too far out.
First quarter, you might give him a chance, but
Goes from 55. Realised his limitations, setting it up, and Petrie doing it at both ends to Stevens.
Hasn't got a lot to kick to. Forced to hold up. Tallis, well played by Stevens. Back to Petrie. Needs to kick it to where he'd like to be. About half forward. Archer and Holland. Well played. Ball out of play. And we'll get a ball in.
Anthony Stevens had some sort of night. Just keeps getting the football, winning the hard ball. Composure, and there's the ground covered. 20 kilometres is the magic market. Nathan Buckley holds sway this year at 19.4, I think, or 6.
We're not into time on yet, final term. Simpson, Lekas, loops the handball out of the congestion. Stevens, content to run it across the line in front of Campbell Brown. Gavin Krasiska and Peter Schwab contemplating what they might be able to do to change the direction of this game. Everett and Burton, who gets the fist on ball. Lekas. Now Crawford picks it up on the second attempt. Dixon back to Lekas. They may have messed this up. Morrell comes at it hard, rolls it around the boundary line. Out of play will be the option. And we'll get a ball in 50 metres with that disappointed fan looking on from the Kangaroos goal. Well, there you go.
The double bird.
Not sure.
Geelong's have done much wrong.
Look at that space on the right. Dangerous area. Burton beaten by Everett that time. Everett pulling the pinch. Crawford running like a Kenyan. Gets a hand pass across to Lekas. High ball towards the outer side. Harvey! Juggle mark and a beauty. Just get the feeling the Hawks can't find much more. Harvey, by his standards, a quiet night. Chips inside the 50. Smith knocks it down, asking a lot of Everett. Jones just fell on top of the footy. Hay did well. And again, Crawford, 27th possession. Drives it around the outer side wing. Baird will try and get it on the ground. He did that. Arriving quickly, Clark, trapped by Harvey. Pushed in the back, surely. He'll get the free kick. Well, I can't believe his luck.
Thanks, halves. Don't milk it or I'll call play on.
Thanks, halves, says the umpire on the wing. We have just ticked into time on now. Final turn, ball wide. Clear of Archer by Cox, and we'll get a ball in just outside attacking 50 for the Kangaroos.
5.5 minutes left, and you just know now that the Hawks are just playing out time. There's the attendance, 32,500. Reason being, Crawford's the playmaker, and he's just plugging the damn wall at the moment inside defensive 50.
Ball to Brown. Handball out to Mitchell. They might get the takeaway. Mitchell nowhere to go to. Forced back by King. Kick smothered. This might seal it. Jones! Goal! The Kangaroos have got it.
and probably befitting that they seal the game in the manner that Adam Jones, Corey Jones, did on that occasion. Just hard work, pressure on. You're right, he had nowhere to go, Sam Mitchell, so he can't be that critical.
I think he did the right thing.
He had to come back.
He didn't want to give it up.
And that is just a great effort, great reward for perseverance, and pretty well sums up what this night's been about.
Just checking some figures handed to me by the statistician. Kangaroos 25, number 1 in the league. Hawthorn 2, running bounces.
And lead the league in smothers, Dennis.
Running bounces. It sounds like an Indian chief. What's that mean, Lukey? Oh, that was wonderful by Jones. Just terrific stuff. But sometimes I think you've got to kick the ball, even if it's out of bounds on the full and 10 rows back. I think Mitchell should have just jammed it on the boot and maybe regroup. Can't always be perfect in these situations. Grant out of the middle, down towards half forward. The bird has flown. And a free kick is going to Morrell.
Mark Graham, that was against. He is definitely in the red.
Well, if he didn't know, he does, listening to you tonight.
He hasn't had a great night.
You like his conscience.
Hasn't had a great night. You have those nights, eh?
Yes, you do.
Days.
Yep. He's had some good ones. Here's Morrell. 55 metres out inside the last 5 minutes.
Hard to work out what Digby wants to do here. It's almost like he doesn't trust himself to get the distance. They're looking sideways, looking for something to unfold.
Wants to do the team thing in a way. Thought about, did go for the big torpedo to the goal square. Everett gets back and gives Jones one to go on with. He might have it taken off him here.
Listen. Have a listen.
Don't swing your arms around like that. He goes wide towards Barlow. King gets back, almost took the mark.
Contest.
Bed, Barlow, Leckis, King, good tackle. Back to Bed, back to Barlow, back to Leckis, back towards the boundary line. Makepeace tries to corral Brown. Smith.
First
Makepeace comes at him.
Second half.
Tallis and Teague, ball over their heads. Still in play. And the free kick to Teague. He has had a tough night.
He should be called Everlast after the second half. He's a punching bag tonight.
Need to be a bit careful. A couple of these Hawks too. Oh, well. Clumsy. Teague drives it around the outer side. Big leap, Simpson.
Had a good night. Had a really good night, Adam Simpson.
What a quality player. Pops it inside the 50. Got him. Clark takes the mark. Lays it off. Dixon. Graham. Back in the black. Up towards the wing. Johnson stretches. Rawlings moves for him. Goes in that direction. Too little too late. 3:20 to go. On the margin. 29 points.
There's a split for Thompson here.
And he spots it. Goes to the big man. Knocked away that time by the defender. Baird.
Spent. That's a free kick.
Crumbed by
Has
Watt.
to be.
Oh, how would you know?
Well, that is the exact question.
You sound like a reasonable man.
That's
Darren.
the question.
How would you know?
With Brad Scott, Chris Scott watching up in Brisbane, just
they
kicked his
miffed.
television in.
I don't think they've seen it yet.
When he does it, I'm going there.
Hay and Watt were both down there for that ball out, and that's exactly what everybody's saying here at this ground after watching that. Free kick on play, it'll go to Everett. Let's go down to the dock.
Yeah, Richie Vandenberg came off a couple of minutes ago, Dwayne, with some right hamstring tightness, and the physios have decided to keep him off, just walking the boundary. Doesn't look like too bad to tear, though.
Spider's paying out on a bloke who's over the boundary, just warming up.
Yeah, Digby Morrell.
He's an angry Spider.
Yeah, Nathan Thompson spent. He just couldn't raise the arms in the air last time for the contest.
He tries to load up, and he puts it through for a behind, and
So he got some penetration on there.
it'll be Burton, the Spider, to come off and have a rest, and there's a reasonably happy coach, Dean Laidley.
Well done. Second youngest coach in the AFL. 18 months older than John Worsfold. And he's done very well tonight. Rawlings in the back pocket. Had a good night. One bounce in his second. Up to right half back. Colbert. Rawlings. They're toying with them now. They're just simply running better. Goes down towards half forward. Dixon falling away off his marker. Tried to mark. Archer, Simpson, brilliantly done. Worth the kick. It was a kick. Downwards full forward. Juggled mark. Taken down there by Harding. Got it at the second attempt.
He's done pretty well there, Avery Cox. He's played in front. I reckon his coach would have shouted at him at three-quarter time to play in front. And what happens in the end? Oh, this is good improvisation here. But once again, straight off the flank. They're just used to coming at the ball from the flanks. I mean, a little boot into the small of the back.
That's terrific by Simpson. A natural left footer. Hand-eye coordination, just catching it flush with his right. Says something about the night he's had. Harding kicks the goal. It's been in the book for a while. Emphatic victory by the Kangaroos.
Well, it's impressive now. It is real impressive when Spider Everett comes off. I think Spider's been very, very good tonight. The big fellas wasn't. He's not to blame at all. He had 15 possessions, and more than that, though, his centre square work I thought was sensational.
I think he's looking for Digby.
He's off to see Diggers. All that bloke down there in the first row.
He's not happy.
No, he wouldn't be with the result, but he, after a week away in surgery, he's bounced back particularly well.
Lee Harding kicked 33 goals for the Kangaroos last year, but kicked 1 goal 6 the last time these two teams met in round 21 last year. Ball up in the middle to restart play, just playing out time. Dixon inside 50. Thompson getting there, has had a good night. What beats him on this occasion? Sinclair, Colbert, back to Watt from half-back, goes toward the wing. Hay got a hand on ball close to the boundary line, and Harding sees it across and nearly saw out our cameraman. 117 plays 83. Shane Crawford, nearly 18 kilometres travelled. Shannon Grant with him at the moment. Ball back into play. Porter got that hand on the ball against Campbell. Johnson, Clark, Leckis. Now Campbell, Brown, ball off the side of the boot. Baird might see it out. In fact, he took the mark. It wasn't touched, just the leg was crunched on the kick. And Baird has it at halfback.
Tough night then for the Hawks. Just looking at them, they seem to lack clever players. We've used a lot of expressions to talk about spiders tonight, but I think perhaps the analogy is with bees. They've got a lot of drones, but lack a little bit of class. Here's Dixon. Sends it very high from behind Teague. Both hands to it. Mitchell to the middle. Ladson quickly away. Clever. Taken by Brown, and Brown will kick the goal. A consolation. Seconds from the end.
Yes, and some excitement in the box for some reason, but that is a good goal. A nothing goal, really, let's face it. They've been disappointing, Hawthorn. Don't worry about that. They again will come under some pressure. Thompson stood up for them, probably been their best player. Crawford's tried hard again, but made some mistakes and was hurt when the game was in the balance by Adam Simpson. But apart from that, it's been a bit light on. Dixon's been okay.
You're in trouble when Benny Dixon, who's played about 6 games of league footy as a backman, is your best backman for the evening.
Robbins to half forward. Hay will see out the time. The Kangaroos have won. The Roos had not lost 4 games in a row in the same season since rounds 9 to 13 in 1992, way back when Wayne Schimmelbusch was coaching. And Dean Laidley avoids that stat. They have won by 28 points. The Kangaroos 18-9, 117. Hawthorn 13-11, 89.
And well done to Dean Laidley. They've endured a horror couple of weeks. The pressure of coming up against Dennis Pagan and Carlton, and then backing up last Friday night here in what was an emotional build-up that, no matter how much they played down, must have taken its toll on the psyche of this side. And one of the men, I think, who turned it around tonight and sparked the turnaround was Glenn Archer, and he's joined by Tony Jones.
Yeah, thanks very much, Gary. Well, Wayne, I suppose what a lot of us want to know is, are you actually human?
Yeah, definitely human.
So I tell you what, you've got the inner injuries there, you've got the hand injury, you caught one on the jaw tonight, but you get up and bounce back every time.
Yeah, it's just all part of the game, Tone. You know, you don't want to get hit, I suppose you've got to play tennis. It's just part of it.
So you're travelling all right at the moment? I mean, percentage-wise, where are you?
I don't think it's very good. I'm not really sure, but oh, you mean me or the team?
All right. What about the game itself? This was a desperate one for both teams, of course, and for you guys, I suppose, just to remind the football community that there is a genuine final 8 contender here.
Yeah, for sure. We're desperate to win this game. I've never been involved in a team that's lost 4 in a row. Didn't want to start that tonight, so a real crucial game for us, and the boys really stood up.
And you enjoyed your time up forward there for a while, especially in the second quarter?
Yeah, it was good. Didn't get much of the ball in the second half, but just tried to provide a contest for the smaller blokes, and it worked out well.
And I suppose, too, nice to go into a match without any emotional baggage this week.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks has been pretty hectic emotionally, so it's good to put that behind us and just play footy.
Right, do you want to give your mum an early Mother's Day message?
Happy Mother's Day, Mum. She's in England at the moment, so I don't know if I get the telecast, but to my wife Lisa as well. Happy Mother's Day, Dale.
Right, good on you, mate.
Thanks, son.
I reckon if you played tennis against Glenn Archie, you'd still be a chance to get hit somewhere along the way. He's one of the favourites of all time.
I'm tipping if he came into the net, he wouldn't go for a passing shot.
He's a beauty. A week's a long time in footy, isn't it? You just saw a shot of Anthony Stevens too, the courageous Kangaroo skipper, who I thought personally was best on ground tonight, and he had a big smile on his face, and deservedly so. 28 points was the margin. It's the Kangaroos, 18-9, 117, defeating the Hawks, 13-11, 89.
High ball.